No sé. Oh, ya. Bueno, buenas tardes a todas y todos.
Good afternoon. It is your time. Your time has come. Earlier today, in one of the stories that were shared by Andalucía Emprende, and you're welcome to post many stories and share many pictures so everyone knows about everything we're building here. So this is about changing the world, about pushing together to reinforce innovation and citizens' digital sovereignty. And we've been listening all day long to beautiful projects, but I'm sure that these are not the only ones. There are many other people who have lots to say. So this is a jump session. It's your time to tell us about all your projects. Jorge and myself wanted to bring Spanish serrano ham to have some food here before we leave, but this is a theatre stage and we couldn't do it. I'm going to call out some of you, but even if I don't call your name, you are free to come down here. Please, you're welcome to come with us. José Ángel Hurtado, I know you're here. Dani Esteve, Fede Lozano. I know you're all here. María, Rudilla, Alejandro Álvarez. These are just some of the names I have here. But you're welcome to share some time with us. So, Dani, tell us. We don't have much time, so be brief. Introduce yourselves, of course, and then you tell us what your project's about and its impact and where we can find you. That's perfect. Thank you. Before we start, I would like to thank Natalia, Yolanda, and everyone in Ciber Voluntarios for making possible this type of events. Without this fora, where we have the opportunity to meet all the people with the same interests and goals, and they have like-minded projects, because this is what allows us to co-create, to come up with new projects, to keep motivated and bring about things. Sometimes we tend to think that we are isolated, but we are not, as we are seeing here. My name is José Ángel Hurtado Martos. I'm a lawyer specializing in digital light, new technologies, especially blockchain, centralized things. I think you've heard quite a lot about this before. But on top of that, when I'm not working as a legal consultant for companies, I work for many projects on free basis. One of the projects is related to digital rights and digital citizens' sovereignty. I work with the CHEF Federation. This is a Europeist Federalist Association working alongside the European Commission in a framework action on digital governance, whereby we have developed different activities at different levels, and we've been very successful. We call for many young people to attend the parliament, where we had presentations on digital rights. In the case of Spain and France, we are one of the few countries with binding legislation regarding digital law. Beyond the fact of having the GDPR and further pieces of legislation such as the MDA, protecting us as citizens on the digital realm. In spite of all that, most of the policies are made kind of biased. There is a number of people sitting in Brussels deciding what's best for us. This type of policy should be bottom-up. Whenever we apply these policies, we try to reach the citizens And then you realize that the challenges are very different, and we should have most cross-section approach with diversity, inclusion, and multidisciplinarity for projects to be sustainable. At CHEF, what we are doing now is to launch a project called Digital Rights called .eu. You can find us online, and we have European funds through different off and online sessions. We want to develop with other European partners from Latvia and other places. We want to create some training groups, bringing together young people from different countries to hear about their experiences with the use of technologies and how they develop themselves. Especially in their youth, because that's when a personality is created. Nowadays, we are very vulnerable due to the social media and new technologies, and it's important to inform, raise awareness so people can use their data right. So I will summarize this with 2 questions. What are the rights and actions needed by citizens at a digital scope? And also, which type of digital society do we want to build? So what do we need as citizens, and what do we want to build? There's another microphone for you. You need to be faster. Thank you very much for organizing this here in Málaga. I'm local and I love this. I'm not going to tell you much. I will just say that we are 3 engineers and we want to take cybersecurity to the small parts. Not only cybersecurity, but also artificial intelligence, programming and electronics. How many problems would be sorted out if our children knew about cybersecurity? We have created this out of our failure in university. We think there is a huge gap between schools and university, high schools and university. We have been in Madrid doing training for children, and they are brilliant. They are 15-year-olds programming better than some of my colleagues or some of my classmates in university. Programming is like English. It is badly taught. To encourage you to join the digital world. I've seen this myself, and there were children doing things I couldn't understand myself. And I've been at it for a long time, so thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and let's try to make Málaga grow. What's the name of your project and where we can find you? We've won the UMA startup contests. The name is called Blueberry Málaga. And right now we are based at the UMA Grid Ray. You can email me at info@blueray.com.
For everyone to understand. First of all, thank you to Esteve Voluntarios for doing those events here in Málaga, because all the events are in Madrid or Barcelona, so it's a little bit far away. So thank you for letting us be here and for all the speakers for sharing those experiences. It's very inspiring, and for children like me, teens, it gives us opportunity to learn from people who has a lot of experience. So thank you. Let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Damián. I'm 17 years old, and 3 years ago I met 2 people, one from Madrid and another one from Barcelona, and we played every single afternoon. So we spent all our afternoons playing video games. That's a lot of hours invested in games. So nowadays we have a project in mind. We are dedicating time to build communities for online celebrities and for online YouTubers, streamers, and everyone who likes one. So with this project, we thought that it came a big responsibility because we manage a lot of people, and not people, we manage lots and lots of teams. And with our own experience, we saw that teams cannot count time spent on games, maybe money invested in microtransactions. So it's a very big responsibility. So we developed a PJR, Proyecto de Juego Responsable, Responsible Gaming Plan, to implement in all our builds and designs for these online celebrities. What do we do is create new options to limit that time and give information to be spread by online streamers and YouTubers. We think this is very important because we have to educate children and teens into playing responsibly, and into having respect to others and to create a great community. You can find our project at www.royalpatrons.es, and we have all kind of information there. Thank you for listening.
Muy bien. Muchas gracias, Damián. Vámonos.
Hola. Bueno.
My name is Rosa. Probably if I say here among this group of cyber experts, the Foundation of José Manuel Lara, many of you might know this, but if I say Grupo Planeta and books, many of us know Grupo Planeta, the famous publishing company. And luckily, they have the foundation, which is called José Manuel Lara. And the reason why I'm here this afternoon is to talk about the fact that for 15 years we have been working in Spain, but always focusing on culture and fostering reading through literature contests, by supporting book fairs. But the part that it relates to Empodera is that 6 months ago they did an additional twist, and in addition to collaborating to fostering culture, they have started implementing projects in Andalusia to foster educational innovation by using all of these technological supports that we have, because unfortunately we have a lot of a huge failure rate at schools in Andalusia, in a way in which we can work with children that are beginning to read, and they're just reading by reading without understanding. So it is important to make use of the fantastic tools that we have and the different methodologies that are going to be more interesting for our kids and our youngsters. And it provides with an added value, the fact that we're going to work through innovative education, new ways to learn, and emotions. And I think that this mixture renders this project very rich. We have started off with 2 projects, and we hope that in this quarter we're going to implement it in Andalusia. And the people in charge of setting up this crazy project are thrilled, and to see that Grupo Planeta, which is a large company, can translate into fostering innovative education in the classroom is fantastic. Thank you very much. And lastly, if we want to find you, Fundación José Manuel Lara. You're going to find it easy, and you're going to see all the projects included there in our website. María Hidalgo, social design in all the network. If you Google me, you're going to find me. And we bring all the strategies towards social activism, NGOs, and also to social entrepreneurs. We have projects that have to do with develop your legitimate crazy feature. And there are citizens who, from their corner of the world, if they have the right idea and the right tools, we can generate social movements. You don't need to be an NGO in order to generate impact in your community. And then we have some projects that have to do with providing with counseling to Oxfam doctors around the world and different NGOs. And provide with social strategies into their communication strategies. And we decentralized people. So we bring urban people through projects like Hola Pueblo, Hello Village, through Alma Natura. And they are tiny projects in tiny villages of Andalusia. And they're important. So we are decentralizing people, which means that we bring expert professionals from the city to the empty villages of the rural areas in Spain. So when we bring a technological profile, all profiles, but specifically talking about technological expert profiles, when we bring this person from the urban area to the rural area, we can see that they can develop projects with a rural perspective. María, Hidalgo, social design for everything, diseño social para todo. You're going to find me in Google. So please use this hashtag so that we become acquainted and we can introduce ourselves. For example, the people, well, the importance of the new media, like the people from La Cara, Buena del Mundo, with a very alternative good news media. They should have more visibility, the good side of the world that is translated into English. Your turn, Daniel. I'm here to talk about Jimmy's project. The DIGIMI project is a development that we have done in the Civil Voluntarios Foundation, seeking to facilitate the integration of migrants through their local communities. And how do we do that? Well, in a very simple manner, we do that by telling stories. How? Well, through an application that you can see here. An app that facilitates the storytelling, and you know what to talk about with a series of questions, and you can record the video or the audio or both with your story. And to wrap up, all these videos are published in digimi.eu website with all the stories. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. Very concise. And now, lastly, to wrap up, because we're lagging behind the schedule. I'm very shy. I never talked in public. Félix López here, at Félix López in Instagram and Twitter. I'm passionate about education and technology. What do I do? Well, I'm a rater for innovation in companies that use technology in order to improve education. Technology with methodology, not technology and magic, but something that impacts education. 7 years ago, when I was a teacher at the university, they said, we want to set up SECLA. And what is that? I don't know. We want you to launch it. I did it, and it's the first vertical accelerator boosting these kinds of projects, seeking for educational innovation, seeking for Spanish companies and overseas. And then we introduce it into the SEC schools that I'm working at, and we make them mature. 1/3 of the founders of the ETECs are women, and half of the teams are made up by women. That's why they perform so well. secla.es is the website that makes up all the 70 companies that we have boosted. We have 2 powerful Málaga companies. That's why I said, look, I need to go to Málaga because it's really powerful. I have been a teacher for 30 years. I love also to provide with counseling, and I also teach how to become an entrepreneur for the children so that they become better people and better professionals. Fantastic. We're not lagging behind the schedule. I would like to encourage you, well, a big round of applause to all of you, brave souls stepping up into the stage. La cara buena del mundo, please come up on stage. The good side of the world would be translated into English. And now, when they finish talking about the project, I would like to encourage all of you to come up on stage to take the family picture and wrap up today. And obviously, we see each other again tomorrow. We're delighted to say hello. And as Maria mentioned, we are La Cara Buena del Mundo, the good side of the world. This project is quite simple and innovative. We tell good news. We're used to having mass media bombarding us with negative content, negative news, instilling fear, and encouraging us to be stagnated and not standing up for what we believe. And we believe that this type of positive content is necessary in order to foster the opposite, in order to activate ourselves and become motivated and to continue to build up a better world. And that's a project. And if we want to find you, lacarabuenadelmundo.com is our website with all the current news and La Cara Buena del Mundo in all social networks. A big round of applause to all the brave souls appearing on stage, and we're going to ask you to come up on stage. We're going to take a family picture.
Ya tenía un sitio privilegiado. Sí. Bueno.